Stuart J. Raj here. Last year I had the honor to do two TEDx talks, one in Chiangmai, Thailand, and that was done in English, and one in Malaysia, that was done in Chinese. Now both were talking about installing a new linguistic operating system for your mind that it answers the number one question I always receive: how do you learn languages? Why do you speak the languages? And how should I learn a language if I want to go about it? Now this one in Thai, I've included segments here because many people have been looking for it, but I can see the TEDx Chiangmai YouTube channel hasn't got that many hits, and a lot of people have been looking for this, so I've put segments here. But I do encourage you, go to the TEDx Chiangmai channel and watch it for the full high-res clip. Anyway, if you like this information or what I'm talking about, you can see more about it at stujay.com, stujay.com. You can order the book there through there. Also, if you're in Thailand, or get it through Asia Books. If you're outside of Thailand, go to createspace.com or any Amazon store. Now, CreateSpace, you pay the same price, but the authors get rewarded more, so you could support my work through there. Otherwise, you can go and there's a bunch of free resources I have there at stujay.com you can enjoy. So now sit back and enjoy my TEDx talk or segments from it. For the full talk, go to TEDx Chiangmai's YouTube channel. You can Google that as well. I'll have the link below. Enjoy.
Has anybody out there ever tried to learn a language and you thought you were saying something correctly only to have the person that is the native speaker of that language pull a face? Huh? Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever learned a language and you thought you should be understanding it, and all of a sudden you're sitting with people who are native speakers of that language and you haven't got a clue what's going on? Has that ever happened? My grandfather was a brilliant man. We were very close, and this is my maternal grandfather. That's a photo from the 70s in Australia. I was at the height of fashion then, but I really respected my grandfather, and for some reason he took me under his wing. During the Second World War, does anybody know what this is? So, and you'd know that TEDx. My grandfather taught me how to do Morse code when I was very young, about 4 or 5 years old, and we used to sit at the dinner table and tap messages to each other. Not only that, we would learn to make it. It wasn't just Morse code, but it was anything. I remember in 1982, when the Commodore 64 computer, we got our first computer, and for him, coming from like valves and things back in the 40s, to have a personal computer that you could do that kind of thing was amazing. And we would sit there and dissect the memory. I can still remember bouncing hex, decimal, and binary numbers. Assembly code, I think it was 53281,0 would turn the screen black, and all of these things. And we would sit also, it wasn't just computers, it might have been a shortwave radio, and sit and tune into different languages, and he would tune into languages that he knew that I didn't speak, and he'd see if I could guess what languages they were. He taught me how sounds changed and shifted, and after he passed away in 1997, his legacy was there, but I sat and thought, what was it that made him him and made him able to do what he did and pass what he did on to me? What he did was take tools and mastered how to use them so he could create meanings with them. If it was a musical instrument, you know how to use the tool and you create meanings and colors with sound. If it was a computer, it was a computer program. If it was an electronic circuit or that Morse, that message is the meaning. And so just like those things, our voice was also just another tool, and he spoke over 12 languages, including Russian, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Chinese, and Hebrew. And he used to teach me how sounds, what I didn't realize then, he would actually, what I would say is, laid down a linguistic operating system in my mind that for the next decades to come made it much easier for me to learn languages in a relatively short time. So what we're going to do today is learn that all of us can actually do this. Now, I break this into three main areas. We have our environment, we have the hardware, and believe me, we have some of the most amazing hardware built into us from birth for languages. We were born to learn language, but we have the software too. So let me just start with the environment. How many people believe that just living in a country that speaks the language, you will learn the language? And I'm sure what happens, and there's a theory that if you cannot understand or comprehend the input that's going on around you, you're not going to learn. And so you could live in a country for more than 10 years and not have more than 10, 20 stock standard sentences or words that you can get by in. What I try to do, rather than saying that I want to learn a language 2 hours a week or something, what I will do is I want to create an environment that's going to teach me around the clock, even when I don't realize it. So the only way to do that is to understand how my body produces language and then tap into that so my environment teaches me rather than me putting in the effort to learn. So I'm going to do something profound with you, okay? And I really want you to think after we do it why it is so profound. Are you ready? Okay. Wait, I haven't done it yet. I would like you to whistle this after me. Are you ready? If you can't whistle, hum it or sing it. La, la, la. La. Think of what we're doing. La. If I'm correct, that's an A note. That is a wave traveling at 440 cycles per second. Your brain is picking that up. You've never practiced it before, ordering your mouth or your throat to vibrate at that many cycles per second, and you're producing it in an instant. How do we do that? But we can. And I don't care how we can do it, but I know that I was born with this amazing hardware, and I was born to learn language. And so the only thing that happens is, when we go to school, we learn how not to use that hardware. Have a look at this. Now, for anybody that's learned Thai, both Thais ถ้าสมัยเรียนนะครับตอนช่วงจริงๆ when you're in อนุบาล you're probably doing your กอไก่กอเอ้ยกอไก่ขอไข่ and or for the ต่างชาติ the foreigners who have ever learned Thai, have you ever been presented with the Thai alphabet like this? And to me, I see that and my heart just breaks. Because to me, that's like presenting an image like this of me and saying, can you please tell me what I look like? Yeah, there's some eyes and a nose, a funny looking Indian kind of guy there. But if you were to really describe what I look like, it's tough. And it's really sad because the Thai writing system is actually based on this beautiful, and this is where my friend comes in here, map of the human mouth. Okay, so what makes more sense? To try and memorize a picture of me that looks like that jumbled one, or try and just understand a beautiful system that is a map of the human mouth? So often in schools, they don't teach us, in Thailand at least, like the nice picture. They just teach you gõ kai, khõ khai, khõ khoai, and on. And you don't actually learn the system. And everything is based on the system. So what we're going to do today is this language operating system. Do you want to learn how to learn a language? Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. We know we have the best hardware already. We are going to look at making sounds and making meanings. Are you ready? First of all, let's look at sounds. Sounds are really cool. Making sounds. As I mentioned, these linguists from 3,000 odd years ago in India, they developed a system, and we see in the Brahmi system, but basically they said, we are wanting to make a system basing on our mouth. And so they sat down there, okay, so how about this? The first line, we're going to make the back of the throat. And while I put it up here, you'll be able to see it. This is just a quick video of, it's a tool that I made, and you can all jump in online, use it, go and have a play with it. But you can see the system. The first line is the back of the throat. The second, so ka 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 ka. The second line is the roof of the mouth, ja cha ja ja nya. The third line is the top of the mouth, where you're hearing the Indians talking like this. The fourth line is the teeth, da ta da da na, and the fifth line is the lips. And it is a map of the mouth. So whether it's Thai, any Indian language like Hindi, Hindi, Punjabi, Gujarati, Tamil, or even Balinese, Javanese, Burmese, Khmer, everything has this writing system based on this, and very often their sound systems, their tone systems, everything is based on this. And so I'll show you, it's not just for Indian languages. This actually works for non-Indian languages. So say, when I hear the word church, I don't just hear ch. You can see it spread out to all those letters. It could be, so in church in English, ch, in Danish, kirke. But it's the same pattern. What this system that Thai is based on is a map of the mouth. If I have a look at chicken, that same ch to ke. So in Chinese, ji is chicken, ch, ke. Gai, Cantonese, gai, Thai. So when I learn a language, I'm just plotting the shifts based on this map of the human mouth. Okay? It doesn't just work in Thai or those. Have a look at this. In Syria or in the Gulf, if you saw this, this would be jamal. Jamal. What is it in English? Camel. Jaka. These are changes that the human body makes, and these Indians, they knew that sounds, and they built this system, and the Thai language is actually built on that same system. So you have it internalized already, the tools to learn languages from all over the planet. So that's a quick look at sound. You can go right into that, but let's look at making meanings. Have a look at this, white and black words. You think, what? Nobody taught me this at school. But in Thai, we actually have white and black words. Now, I want you to call out, doesn't matter, you'll be calling out different things, whether a word is white or black. White is positive, black is negative. Ready? Here we go. Benefit. Diligent. Crisis. Epidemic. Promote. Demote. Strain. Discipline. Fall. Ascend. Discipline was a bit funny, wasn't it? But isn't it amazing that we can put something as abstract as a color to a word and a meaning? Now, these are my things, and discipline, it could be black because it's limiting creativity or thing, but it's white because it brings harmony. Normally in Asia, discipline is very, very white. Why did we do that? Well, I'll show you why. When we're learning a language, we need to start thinking in meaning building blocks rather than just trying to translate from language to language. And so I'll show you this. Most people would say the word kun in Thai, and if you ask a Thai, what does kun mean? They say up. What does long mean? Down. You go up, you go down. Kun, kun, long, long. But actually, kun, this is kun. Long. Kun, getting whiter and whiter. Long. So when a Phlang comes in and learns Thai, they will say big, bigger, biggest. How do I say bigger? Bigger. Gua. Okay, today you look sui gua. Sui gua what? What do I look more beautiful than? It's not. It's sui, beautiful is white. Kun, getting whiter and whiter. But I can't say sui long, because long is black. But I would say, yeah, terrible, getting blacker and blacker, yeah, long. So in English, we have a different meaning building block. When you learn a language, learn about meaning blocks. In Thai, we have another meaning building block, zai. Another example, meaning heart. So could you all please point to your mind? 1, 2, 3. Where's your... Now I can see now, all the Westerners are pointing here, the Thais are pointing here. Okay? It doesn't matter. This is where we exist. And the Zai is everything to do with your emotion heart. Chinese has the same thing. And so these are meaning building blocks. And so Zai Lon, a hot heart, hot-tempered. Zai Yen, a cold heart, cool-tempered. Or how about this one for the Westerners? To go into the zai. Kao zai means to understand. Okay, it's not just Thai though. In Chinese, we have this. If you're seeing a Chinese character that you've never seen before, the Chinese will say, look at it, and the meanings to that character, or all the components to the meaning are in there. They'll say, 如果你一看一个字还不认识的字，有变、多变、没变中间. If you look on the left and right to find a clue to the meaning, if you don't see it, have a look in the center. Can you see the heart in that character? Okay, so that is the heart character that I've got down there. This is a meaning for noodles, but that one character is a long story built in with that about this type of noodle. But I'll show you an easier one. You can see the heart again. Okay, so this is the word 爱, 爱情, 爱 for love. It's a hand that reaches through the bounds of the heart and takes control of the mind. That is love. Okay, so when we look at things, rather than translating from English and trying to see that, we need to break out of the language and just start to see meanings the way that the people who own that language or use it as a native speaker speak. And you can see all these characters then have this heart principle in it. They all have to do with the mind. So, I know that all of you are thinking now, I'm going to learn a new language when you walk out of here. Start to choose it, and rest assured, you were born to learn language. Get rid of all that bad learning that might have happened in school and learn to start to tune in to what your body can do. You're going to amaze yourself. Thank you.